What's up, YouTube? This your boy Marlo, and I got 3 hidden gems you find out once you leave Charleston. And I need everybody from Charleston to really watch this video, because if you an entrepreneur or some type of hustler, you might want to venture out every weekend or every 2 weekends and get on feet and promote your business. Now, the first thing I noticed when I moved out of Charleston is that when you from Charleston and you geeky and you part of that gala culture, once you move, it ain't no competition. You see what I'm saying? Like, the best example I can use is, like, say one of y'all girls sail here in Charleston, right? You got competition with the people you grew up with. You see what I'm saying? You got competition with them 5,000 friends you got on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? Everywhere you go is gonna be competition. You see what I'm saying? A girl, you might have took her boyfriend back in high school, and she throwing salt on your business. Now, when you move out of town, don't you know, like, when a geeky girl, when a Charleston girl move out of town, don't you know they treat y'all boy like how we say in Charleston? Well, I going to Africans to get my hair done. I going to Africans to get this. Or I going Charleston people. We become those people once we move. Like, man, I ain't going to that geeky dude. Like, I know what he talking about. I ain't going to that geeky girl. I know she know how to do hair. I know that boy got some pressure. You see what I'm saying? And when I say no competition, I talking about just little small shit, like, say you selling something or whatever you selling. When you from Charleston and you move to another city, you will be able to tell who really rock with you and who really don't. You see what I'm saying? Because in Charleston, when you think you meet a stranger, that person already know you from somewhere, because that's Charleston and only 30,000 people there, only 30,000 black people there. You see what I'm saying? So when you move out of town and you from Charleston, you could actually separate the real from the fake. Cause let me tell y'all boys something. When you from Charleston, right, and you meet a stranger out of town, them boys will be like, how you gonna know off the gate if them boy like Charleston people or if they don't? The people who don't like Charleston people, when you tell them, boy, you from Charleston, and they actually know about Charleston, like, yeah, once their attitude get like, yeah, I know where you from, bro. See, you already know not to deal with those people. Now, when you tell them, boy, you from Charleston, they be like, bro, you from Charleston? I rock. That's your custom. You see what I'm saying? Unlike in Charleston, when you think you meet a stranger, they already got low hidden agendas. You see what I'm saying? So your competition and things just gonna be a little different once you get up from where you grew up at. You see what I'm saying? Now, the second thing I noticed was the interracial couples. The black dudes going with the white girls, and the white men going with the black girls. In Charleston, I ain't never see that. I can't name one homeboy, one family member, one classmate that talked outside of their race. That's the type of place we live in. You see what I'm saying? And I know a couple people could probably be like, man, Mo, what you talking about? Yo, man, you see that shit like once a year in Charleston. North Charleston, I ain't never see just interracial couples just out and about once I had moved to another city. You see what I'm saying? But the reason why I brought that up was because in other places you got, instead of, like in North Charleston where it's mainly black people, when you move, you ain't only serving black people no more. You see what I'm saying? Like, the white, you gonna be like, damn, boy, these white people really communicating with me. You see what I'm saying? Unlike in Charleston, they just keep it friendly and you go on about your day. But white people from out of Charleston, they want to know about Charleston. Like, I'd say about 80% of the white people I run into, they know a little bit about Charleston, but they never met a native. You see what I'm saying? Like, it blew my mind when somebody been like, so that means you a native to Charleston? That's like somebody saying like, you was an African native. Cause I've been telling the person like, man, bro, when I've been 12 and 11, I used to go crabbing and fishing by myself. So he been like, so you a native? I'm like, yeah, I a native. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you meet these people out of town and you from Charleston, they thinking like, damn, y'all boy, the first black people in America. I know y'all boy know something. When you meet other black people from other cities, they don't have no culture. Like, they can't tell you what their great-great-grandmama been doing. You see what I'm saying? In Charleston, we can tell you what our great-great-great-great-grandmama been doing. And details too. You see what I'm saying? They don't got that other places, and they know that. I done had conversations with a lot of people, and y'all boy know I get deep. And a lot of people tell me like, damn boy, I wish I had know how it feel to have some type of culture. Like, my grandma was just a hospital worker or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Now, the last thing I noticed once you leave Charleston is that in certain cities, it's thousands and thousands of jobs that you wouldn't be able to get if you living in Charleston, because sometimes Charleston still play by the old rules, you feel what I'm saying? But I done been going for a few years, so I don't know if it's still hard to get a job in Charleston, but the last time I've been down there and living down there, it been hard to get a high paying job unless I've been gonna be working in the kitchen or something. But once you move, you gonna notice like, damn, certain cities been placed in certain areas just for jobs. Cause you might need to send 1,000 shipments to Atlanta, then you might need to send 1,000 shipments to Charlotte, so they put that city right there in the middle just for that. You feel what I'm saying? Alright, so once you done add all that together or put together something and you thinking about moving, you gotta think about, alright, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. Do I wanna move to a real big city like Houston, Chicago, New York, Dallas, Los Angeles? Do I really wanna move there? And unlike Charleston where there's only 30,000 black people, do I wanna move to a big city where they got like a million black people there trying to do the same thing I trying to do? Or you would want to pick one of them small cities where the people still country. You see what I'm saying? They trying to get swag like people in Atlanta or people in Charleston. You see what I'm saying? They want to know like, damn, how you did that colorful stuff with your hair? How you match that? All right, now when you from Charleston, when people ask you questions like that, you will be able to basically sell your culture. You will be able to sell your culture just from opening your mouth. You see what I'm saying? But this your boy Marlo, and I had to get that out there to y'all boy. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people thinking like, shit, I can just play the internet and sell things like that, but sometimes you gonna have to get out on feet to get the job done. If you know what I mean, like the best jobs be the jobs when you get out on feet. You see what I'm saying? You meeting these people eye to eye, you shake hands, you see what I'm saying? You keeping it gangster, you keeping it real. But yeah, man, that's my take on this conversation. I out.